Hey everybody, welcome to the Forest Magician channel. My name is David Rinaldi and I'm your host, and this channel is all about permaculture, forest gardening, and sustainable ways of producing resources for the world. I am someone who has always hated pollution, always hated the idea of us not living in a way that is harmonious with the earth. But in the modern world that we live in, this is becoming an essential conversation. This has been an essential conversation the whole time, but especially the last few years, because we have seen the rise of artificial intelligence, we have seen the rise of AI data centers, we have seen so much more pollution than we were before, and we have also seen people continuing to lose a sense of meaning and a sense of purpose in the world. And so much of what human beings have been doing for the last 150 years has been so heavy set on production that it's kind of embarrassing to realize how inefficient this has become. And we have to turn our gaze towards something that actually is efficient, something that actually does prevent a lot of pollution and creates a lot of opportunity for people in the world. Now, I have certified in permaculture. I live inside of a food forest. I have experience in building conventional homes and other forms of construction. And I have seen massive projects being built all around me for the past few years. And the one thing that would have made it all much more opportunistic and beautiful would have been applying permaculture principles. Now, if you have not familiarized yourself with permaculture yet, well, very briefly, I will tell you this is a design science that incorporates sustainability and utilization of resources in an ethical way, so that we stay in a lane in life that is beautiful and is nice and creates massive amounts of wealth, and does it in such a way to where we could look back several generations from now up from heaven and say, hey, we did it the right way, and we taught something to the next generation who did it the right way. And that is the big opportunity that we have right now that we are not taking advantage of in the world, because the Elon Musks of the world and the Jeff Bezoses of the world, these very tech-heavy people, are dominating the conversation. Now, obviously, in order for us to have a conversation like this, we have to use technology. And we're using technology right now as you listen to my words. But I am not against technology all around. I'm saying that we are not playing with a full deck, and we are not utilizing all of the tools, and we are not doing things in all of the ways that we could. And if we were to do things with a slant of ethics and a slant of caring for the earth and people and the planet, things would look much differently. And that's where the opportunity of our modern generation, probably millennials and beyond, is the big opportunity. Because people like myself who are of a millennial age, we have seen so much destruction from the previous generations. And then we also, generally speaking, millennials have felt very gridlocked because the financial system's constantly in swing, technology's constantly changing. We're told to do this, but then in reality, it ends up looking like this. My peers are a very confused generation, and many of the people who are hyper successful in our age range tend to just do things the same wasteful way because it's just the way of the world. But we have to change the way of the world. And so people in my age group and younger people who are coming on up, I just want you guys to know there is another way of doing things. There is a way of doing things that makes a solid business, that creates great incomes, that creates fresh, healthy resources for people, and makes the world better as we create our own resources, okay? And all of that can be done through a permaculture design science mindset. And we have to start doing that. And I think the only real thing that we could do is just make this such an attractive thing to do that why would you not do it? Why would you not want to live in an abundant, fruitful society, environment, city, you name it? All of it could be put into a position where we have more resources than we started with. And this mindset is very, very intimidating to the dominator culture of the world, the people who really do have the power in the world right now, most of those people, not all of them, but most of them got to that position because they take advantage of people, or they have the biggest guns, or they have the biggest drill. And we're living in a world where a lot of that's not necessary anymore. And the more time goes on where those people are dominating the conversation, the more ridiculous it tends to get. Regeneratively, a lot of the food that a city may need close by than it is to be getting apples from this. The waste has become outrageous. And people who are in the financial sector and in the governments like to talk about numbers, and they want to talk about being able to measure things in the economy and this and that. But if it's extremely wasteful to get this economy moving, then it's not a very efficient economy. That's not real wealth being created. It's just not real. And we need to start actually moving the goalpost to a sane set so that people can have something sane to measure by. And it's not unrealistic to want to grow things in a regenerative way. It's not at all. It's more ridiculous to think that we're going to get some sort of greater efficiency for humanity through layering in all of these different technologies. And given the fact that AI just is starting to boom right now, and all of these data centers are being put everywhere, and the software is being integrated into all of our technologies, we're being touted that, people are going to be laid off, but then also, this technology is one of the greatest things for you. And it just makes no sense. The narrative makes no sense. This isn't really an opportunity for the average person. It's an opportunity for billionaires to buy things and to reinvest the money so that it keeps cycling towards themselves. And we just have to learn to ignore this. I'm not saying AI tools aren't useful. They definitely are. But they're not something that we need so much of that it should overshadow the need of the moment. And the need of the moment is we need to learn to live more efficiently. And the way to do that is by having a system. And that system is permaculture. That system incorporates the waste becoming a resource somewhere else. It incorporates the idea that we should not be, overusing a technology. It's that nature itself is a technology, and you can have abundance growing right outside your front door. And even with that abundance growing outside your front door, we're still going to have the need for stores. We're still going to have the need for people to ship things and this and that, because it's just, the novelty factor of wanting an exotic fruit from this place and eating it over here. That novelty still exists. That novelty is something that we don't necessarily have to give away. But when we're doing it for the basics, it most certainly is apparent that we need to do something different. And another sort of canary in the coal mine of all of this is the fact of how freaking fat people are, myself included. I continue to, I amongst many, continue to deal with health challenges and lifestyle inefficiencies that are reflected in the amount of fat that we're carrying around in our bodies, in the amount of exercise that we're getting, the amount of time that we're spending sitting or in front of computers. It's just too much. So it's not a surprise that we're here considering the conditions. And it's something that is very changeable. We just have to shift our priorities, and we have to shift what we're practically doing and the metrics of which we're measuring. And again, that's what this channel is about. It's about creating a better understanding for what it is that's actually happening, and a better understanding of what we could be doing about it. Because every farmer that's out there wants to have a nice farm. They want to have a productive income. They want all of these things. But there's just an inefficiency that's robbing all of the practical workers of the world their opportunity to create wealth right now. And we just have to change. We have to change it up. So I hope you're excited to do that. The way that you can help out at this moment in time is just subscribe to this channel and to keep the discussion going in the comments. That's where we're going to start to create a better, more efficient world for all of this stuff. Moving forward, what's going to happen with this channel? Well, considering it is the Forest Magician channel, and I being the magician and being a lover of forests, I am going to be focusing a lot on forest gardening on this channel. However, I'm also going to talk about other things like sustainable manufacturing, business opportunities in the ecological world, and also lifestyle choices that can help build a better, more beautiful world. All of these things are going to be fair game on this channel. Now, if you're familiar with me as an actual performing magician and entertainer, you're going to have to check out my other channel, which I'll link to in the description and things like that. I still tour. I still speak at conferences and entertain people at cool dinners. So you could check me out there. But I definitely want to keep this channel going because I believe in helping build a better world for tomorrow. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.